better than a small town.
Welcome to Small Town America.
No air conditioning.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
I'll buy it from you, Rob. Hopefully faster than you.
Freedom ain't free.
Well, I was kind of hoping with the fire you.
It's good enough for me.
Amen.
Wait, what? You gonna move it to November?
Deadlines. I hate them. But we have them.
All right, our deadline is November 6th. Gotcha. All right, see you, bye. Heath is gonna hate this.
November 6th. We're going to be open.
Anything good?
I'm reading about a solar eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
An interesting story.
Oh, gosh, look who it is. Ain't got time for him.
She just ignored my call.
Again? He must be desperate. He can talk to the voicemail.
Oh, there he is. And
Who was that?
Oh, just the local pest, Cody. Going on about nonsense again. Yeah. He's relentless this morning.
yep, he's ignoring my call.
Ain't got time for him. Getting on my nerves.
I think he's pulling up in his truck.
What is it? Oh, shoot. That's shoot. Oh, man. Hey, boy. What's up?
You ignore my phone calls
You called me?
10 times?
10?
You ignore my phone calls, Rob?
I was reading something.
I think you called somebody else.
Okay.
I've been installing some telemarketers all morning, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Plus, you probably don't want to talk to me, right?
Well, you do bring bad news every time you come. Yeah. I mean, maybe bring us a lunch sometimes or something. Say just bad
bring you
news.
lunch to that. So you know when deadline is, right?
Yes.
So your phone is working.
Sometimes, yeah.
He's always mad at me. Because I'm the bearer of bad news. I understand that. I'd hate to see me come too.
So you know when deadline is.
Yeah, January 1st. We'll get it.
Okay, we're going to move it now. I just talked to Louie and Becky.
Okay.
We're going to move it to November.
All right, that's great. That gives me plenty of time to get everything done. Might take a vacation and take it easy a little bit.
No,
So you do bring good news.
November this year.
Son, you crazy?
Well, I've been reading this book called Deadlines for Dummies, which I think was written for Heath. And a deadline is a time or date that a project should be completed. That's what Webster says anyway. In this case, it's gonna be completed, not should be completed.
He can do that. Have you seen inside there?
You got 23 days.
When's the last time you were in there?
It's been a week or so.
Yeah, it ain't no more done than when you saw it last. So you want me to get done in 3 weeks? That's impossible. This is what I'm talking about. Cody's sitting here rushing me, and we're trying to get all these deadlines done. But I tell you what, if he jump in and help, we might get done a little quicker. You agree to this? You're supposed to speak up for me in these meetings, not make it harder.
Well, I tried, but Louie and Becky want to be open
Yeah.
for the Christmas holiday season.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, that'd be nice on paper, but realistically, I have a punch list a mile long. I mean, there's so many things that have to go together. I just don't see how it's going to happen.
Rob, you think it can happen?
If you think we can do it, I think we can get it done.
Well,
Punch list. Okay. I heard a wise man say one time, you can't put mud flaps on a Cadillac.
heard that one too.
You ought not put lipstick on a pig. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we don't put mud flaps on a Cadillac, but let's take your punch list and narrow it down to what we can get done.
Mm-hmm.
Then we may be here another 3 years trying to do everything Becky wants.
You will. I won't.
Look, I didn't give Heath a deadline. Louie and Becky said we're going to have this place open by November. 2-4, therefore, I'm going to see to it that this place is going to be open by November. So Heath, man up. Are you done with upstairs?
Yeah, upstairs completely done. Becky's decorated it. It looks great.
Show me what you got.
I'll show you what you got.
We have a deadline, and we're going to make that deadline. Even if he's slapping paint on it the minute we open the doors.
After you, honey. Come on, Rob.
What do you think?
Wow. I hadn't seen it since you decorated.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
That's beautiful. These floors are beautiful.
Yeah, everything is original. Floors are original. These walls and ceiling.
The windows, you can see the ripples in them.
Yeah, you can see the wavy glass. Really old.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
So walking upstairs, wow. It's just like walking back in time.
You got the bathroom done.
Got a bathroom done.
That bathtub is so cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's what we went and got from Lynn, ain't it?
Yeah, that sucker was heavy. Yep.
Robbie took a bath in it.
I might.
I might just move in here.
Yeah. That's where I'm about to sleep for the next 3 weeks.
Absolutely. 23 days.
That's right. This is my
22
house.
after today.
Yeah.
So you got the elevator operating?
I never could say elevator.
We do. You remember we had a big problem with it. It was starting to fall, so Joe came up here and put those bricks right there and jacked it back up. But it had major collapse going on, so that sucker's heavy too, that giant wheel and all that cable. So it was a deal. That threw us behind too. I mean, we had to kind of shut things down and get this thing going.
Yeah, but that's the third oldest elevator in the state.
It's pretty cool.
And this is the tables Lynn built?
Yeah, you would never guess what this wood is.
What is this?
This is the floor joist downstairs. Lynn took it and worked on it forever, but these are some of the original joists in the building. You can even see some of the termite damage still in there. But you can tell they were bad shape. We didn't have many left.
This termite damage right here?
Oh yeah, this place was eat up with termites. You can see all the little holes in it.
So
yeah,
all this is done.
All this is done.
All back here?
They even got the squeaky floors like you wanted.
Yeah, but there ain't no squeaky floors downstairs.
We get a few years to get there.
So this is beautiful.
It is.
All the light fixtures in here is gorgeous.
Yeah, they're vintage. All those are really old light fixtures. And, honestly, we didn't really do a whole lot of these rooms besides just kind of freshen up the paint a little bit. And we really didn't touch them because they're so original.
This was, I remember you scuffing on this desk right here.
Yeah, that took a minute.
Hey, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No.
Well, you're gonna.
This is Walker Payne's desk.
Yeah.
The guy that built this building, this was his.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got a punch list in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So what did they say?
Rob, we gonna make it, buddy?
Yeah, we're gonna make it.
So you got to be positive like Rob.
Gonna get done.
I never dreamed that upstairs would be that beautiful. They don't make things like they used to.
This is our entrance right here, and you can see this original floor. This is what was originally here, and we weren't able to salvage a lot of that, but enough to do this in the stage. And then Becky had the great idea of putting some coal in here, because this is old coal mining town,
So that's cold?
Yeah. Coal in there, and then put epoxy on top of it. And my grandfather, he was in coal mines too. So, I mean, that affects everybody. It hit home a lot with people.
Yeah. This was a coal mining town.
Coal mining was a huge industry here. I mean, we have Indian history, we have coal mining history, we have Civil War history, and the Coal Mining Museum is unbelievable.
Carson Camp is a man who loves Dunlap, Tennessee, and he runs our Coke Ovens Museum here in Dunlap, Tennessee. He has kept the history of coal mining in Sequatchie County alive for decades and still does to this day.
It's such a legacy and such a tribute to what he's done.
You are in this building, which is the old company store. You've heard the story about Old My Soul to the company store. I think that's a
That's a picker. What's his name?
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Earl
Tennessee Ernie
Travis.
Ford.
Yeah, no, some Earl Travis did it.
Okay, different ones did that song,
Yep.
but Here, they paid all of the workers in company script. In other words, the money was only good at this store. So if
Kind of like Monopoly.
it was, as monopoly money was no good nowhere else in town. So even down at Dunlap Mercantile, unless they had some deal worked out with the company, the miners never would go there because they couldn't, the money would be good.
So let me get this straight. You take your life in your own hands. Climb up under a mountain digging coal out of the ground, and you get paid in fake money, monopoly money. Man, I hope they had benefits.
Carson has done all the art in this building, which is just amazing to me. And this one picture that he's done, they worked in 30 inches, which they were just squatted down all day long with no light, dark. I mean, there's no way I could have done it. I'm too claustrophobic, but they did that all day long to provide for their families.
30 inches? In the dark? Are you kidding me? I can't even get on an elevator. Ooh.
The children have got this light,
This is considered a hard hat.
and that's the lantern. That's a wick. They would kill a possum. The fat that was left over after it was cooked, the bacon grease, was always saved, not for recooking, but the miners used that for fuel. They would pour that in there. This has a wick. You'd light a match to it. All the miners work with this kind of light. Now you're figuring they're pouring black powder, highly flammable black powder, into their sticks to blow up stuff, and they're using an open flaming light that's dropping ashes down. That's the reason a leather bill is on these caps, because their hats would catch on fire.
But this amazed me that this is considered a hard hat, and it's
Yep.
nothing. I mean, it's canvas.
If they're wearing the oil lights, that's before 1916. Anything after 1960, this was the better tool. But they outlawed these in the 40s and 50s.
So that was a carbide lamp, open flame, acetylene gas-powered headlamp. I could see why they'd outlaw it. Who would want that strapped to their head? But monopoly money was okay.
Anytime you have an open flame in the mines, you got a potential for explosion.
Well, duh.
Every miner had a metal lunch pail like this. And the reason the gopher was protected. If you worked in the coal mines, you did not kill a rat that was in the mines. And the reason was, if there's no air present, if there's a problem, there's not going to be a gopher there. Gophers are very sensitive. If there's a trembling in the earth, like a cave-in is imminent, they'll scurry off, and the miners watch those things.
You know, I've never heard about rats or gophers in the mines. Oof. But I have heard about birds.
The miners also had this thing. Now, this is a true original canary cage used in the mines
There you go. Birds.
by all the companies at that time period. And the safety boss would go in and he'd check the air. And if the bird passed out, the bird would pass out about 30 minutes before that same lack of oxygen would affect the miner. So they were true indicators. And here in Dunlap, up on the side of the mountain, there was a guy who raised the canaries. Now, canaries today, go to the pet store and see what a canary will cost you.
So I reckon the only thing these guys had to look forward to at the end of the day was going home. Fast.
We have 3 original incline horses that were used here at Dunlap. You would have to carry this device up the mountain each day as you went to work. And they made it small enough they could hang it on their belt. They got to the top of the mountain, they would hide it. That was the big thing, to hide it where someone steal their incline horse. In the evening, when they were very tired, they'd work 10 hours underground, on their knees, shoveling coal all day, digging coal, blasting it out. They would be very tired. They had to come a 3,900 feet length. This was a quick way to get home. You put that on the rail like this, and that thing, you put the weight of your hind end or your butt would be sitting on this thing. And if you wanted to go fast, you lean back, put the weight on the roller. That was a slick rail, 60 miles per hour. This was the fastest means of transportation. This would be equivalent to today's modern skateboard. Think about it, 1899, 1900, what would go 60 miles an hour? maybe a mule being pushed off the bluff, but that was about it.
So I had a skateboard when I was a kid. And if you know anything about skateboarding, if you hit a rock, the skateboard immediately stops. Unfortunately, you don't.
These things would fly down the mountain.
Did you slow down?
There was no safety helmets back in that day.
Well, I guess one can only assume that when they got to the bottom, they slowed down, one way or another.
That's the only photograph in the world of this being done. There is no other picture. We have the original photograph. Some photographer posed them in, and this is how they would come down in the evening in rows. And I've heard the old women talk about it, said we'd look up and see our dad, the lights coming around the top of the bluff, and you'd see their lights coming, and when they got ready to start, they'd be a big long 2 rows of blue lights and yellow lights, flames coming down the mountain. And because they would work till dark, and they would slide down. And then on Sunday, this became the biggest sport. The gambling, this was a gambling device. This was the racing capital of the world. You came up here on Sundays, the mines were closed. They didn't open on Sundays, but the miners would race each other. So everybody had to have the fastest. This was the Dodge Charger of the air, you know.
Like Mel Tillis said, I'm just a Coca-Cola cowboy. You ever heard that song?
I heard Rhinestone Cowboy.
No, that's different. But that ain't the kind of Coke we made here.
What they did with the coke ovens that's in this picture here, they were converting coal into charcoal, which is called coke. And the coke would be sent to Chattanooga. This would have been a very smoky operation. It would not have been a pleasant place to live. So this is coke right here. This is a chunk of coke. This is what's been made here from coal. Don't look like coal, but it burns at a very high temperature. It's clean fuel. It puts off no smoke. It's basically charcoal.
So we can grill hamburgers? Well, I'll take a bacon cheeseburger all the way with mayonnaise and bacon. Did I say bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, and bacon.
They had this town right here. They had 200 to 250 homes for the miners to live in. All of them were one color. They were green on this side of the road and red on the other side. There was a red town and green town. And here at Dunlap, there's 268 coke oven ruins or remains.
So the Coke Ovens Museum sits in a beautiful park. You can come there and picnic and check out the trains, actually see the coke ovens themselves, and there's even concerts. You know, and as a kid, I didn't really think too much about it, and I remember it opening. But now, I'm thinking, how really cool is this to be able to look back and see our history?
We did not know that the road that goes to the park that's on our deed happened to be an old road that when the U.S. government removed the Indians to Oklahoma from Chattanooga, they came through here and stayed one night on the ground. And the Cherokee missionary that was traveling with the Cherokees, keeping a daily journal, he said the Sequatchie Valley was the den of Sodom. The most evil and wicked people on earth lived here.
Den of Sodom, really? Wow. That missionary must have done a real good job, because this is the Bible Belt now. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
But we have, quite a historical area here. All happened in one place, and we're glad to have it.
Let's go. Go.
Dude, I can't keep up.
No, go ahead. Just floor it.
I am not going any faster.
Go for it, son.
You want to be Thelma or Louise? John might have been on a TV show where he straightened the hills and flattened the curves. That ain't right. But anyway, John lives in Louisiana. They don't have mountains in Louisiana. If we go off of that mountain, it's going to hurt.
Chicken. I'm chicken. Scared.
He may be wanting to be Thelma and Louise or Bo and Luke. I don't know, but I am going to the house. I am not going to jump off of this mountain.
This is Sequatchie Valley, 70 miles long, 5 miles wide, and one of the prettiest places in the world.
I agree.
And the incline came right up the side of that bluff. They would walk right out here and ride down that.
So every morning, those miners would walk 3,900 feet uphill just to get to work. Man, I don't even like to get out of the chair to walk to the car to drive to work.
All the miners would congregate here in the morning. The miners walked another up in this gulf about a half a mile from here is the actual mine entrance. In 1904, they were paying 10 cents to fill that coal car that's in the museum full of coal. An average pay for a coal miner here was about $1 a day because they loaded 10 cars.
Let me wrap my head around this. A miner made 10 cents for 2,000 pounds of coal, about $1 a day.
They didn't pay the kids because the kids could go in and help Dad, and they weren't on the books because a miner was being paid.
Kids were undocumented and unpaid.
So you never saw any records that said the kids was working.
I'm starting to kind of understand why that Cherokee missionary had such a low opinion of us.
All right, thank y'all very much.
Thank you so much. What a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Fantastic.
All right.
You know, I really enjoyed today. Took me back to when I was a kid. So I went over to the pawn shop and bought myself a skateboard. So everybody back up.
Oh, Cody.
Oh, I got this. It's been a long time, but I got this. Right foot or left foot?
Right foot, I think.
I'm working on a building. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. I'm working on a building for my Lord. Thinks he's almost built.
They knew exactly what they done in this building.